Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is David Ruff. I'm coming to you from the beautiful city of Toronto, Canada. It is summertime here still, and we are enjoying the weather. Now, what is a line of credit for a country? They have a different name for it. They call it an SDR. We're going to be covering why should you even care about it, what countries are affected by it, how it's going to affect you in the country that you're living in, and what you can do against it, and how to protect your family. Most of all, that's why we're here, right? Let's get into it now. All right, guys, if we jump right over to the first article of the day, I mean, this stuff, you kind of have to be here to believe it. Look at this. Fragile nations burning through the IMF Lifelines for support. Fragile nations are poor countries. Now, they're burning through the International Monetary Fund, the lifelines that they've given them, their money. And what does that mean? So this is a lot of big things. A lot of people don't realize what all of that means, okay? So the International Monetary Fund is this big organization. The rich countries of the world take the money from those rich countries, they put it into a fund, and then they lend it out to poorer countries, right? So if we are living in a rich country, a lot of your taxes are going into lending this money, right? After you lend all of that money, which is going to be a liability to that country, when they lend all of that cash, they don't really expect for it to ever come back, right? But they're going to lend it out to poorer countries and get it. So during 2021, massive inflation everywhere. Tons of countries are in trouble. So they reach out to the International Monetary Fund, goes, hey guys, can I have a line of credit? Would you give me a line of credit? So just let's say we take a poorer country, maybe they're in Africa or something, and they're like, we need money. So when they need money, they ask the International Monetary Fund, hey, guys, would you give me a line of credit? Okay, so if they get a line of credit, it's called an SDR, or special drawing rights. So let's go to this article. You can go look it up on Bloomberg News. Fragile nations burn through their IMF lifelines. That's the article. So rechanneling SDRs. So understand what that means. Special drawing rights. So for me and you, line of credit. Okay. So putting more money into it. They gave $650 billion last year. Let that sink in. $650 billion that they gave. Okay, so let's go to the article. The world's most financially fragile countries have burned through an extra International Monetary Fund reserves that they got last year, raising calls for a fresh injection to help them weather higher interest rates, food, and fuel costs. So are you hearing that? So last year they were given 650 billion and it's all gone. Now what? Now they're going to call again, say, please, to other parts of the world, send us money. Now, look at it from other parts of the world, like maybe Europe, Canada, United States, Australia. Europe is going through massive droughts, massive spikes in gas prices. United States, massive droughts everywhere, agriculture collapsing. I'm saying it's happening everywhere that nobody has any money, even the rich countries. I understand the poor countries don't have it either. So there's going to be some tough times ahead. All right, let's get back to this paragraph here. It says $650 billion of issuances of reserve assets known as special drawing rights. That's what we talked about, the line of credit. Last August was badly needed, I know, to low and middle class countries, middle income countries. Listen, I got to tell you, all countries need it. All right, so what are the 30 countries that are in trouble? Here is the list. The International Monetary Fund's members where their reserves have dried up. Where is that? Lebanon, the absolute worst. They have spent 130% of what they're allowed to borrow. Okay, get this. So not only did you run out of money, then they need to borrow money, and they also have an overdraft. 130%. Unbelievable. Okay, Lebanon, 130%. Congo, Argentina, Saint Tome and Principe, Ukraine, obviously, Tunisia, Djibouti. I can't even say most of these countries. Jamaica, Moldova, Honduras, Chad, Ethiopia, Mauritius, Jordan, Guinea, North Macedonia, Maldives, Paraguay, Malawi, Bosnia, Capo Verde, Equatorial Guinea, Guyana, Comoros, where's that? Antigua and Barbuda, Sri Lanka, Egypt, Ecuador, Armenia, the Central African Republic, Iraq, Serbia, Greece, South Sudan, Cameroon, and Haiti. Okay, so why am I reading those 30 countries? Those 30 countries, you guys, are the 30 countries that are tipping over into massive collapses. We're talking collapses at the level that Venezuela collapsed. They are already past 90%. So some of these countries, Jordan is at 99% of their borrowing limit. Malawi is at 98.3%. Like, these countries are right at the edge of running out of money. So they are desperately in need of money. And so how much money do they need? Well, they needed 650 billion last August, and it's all gone. So we don't have to be a genius here, right? They need like 650 billion more every single year. And where is that money going to come from? Crazy. All right. So the International Monetary Fund is receiving pledges from certain countries. Now, what countries will be giving the money away? We have China has agreed to give away 10 billion. Australia said they'll give away 2 billion. The Netherlands said 2.4 billion. France will commit 5.4 billion. Spain 2.6 billion. Japan 8.3 billion. Italy 4 billion. Canada, where I'm from, 2.9 billion. UK 5.4, Germany at 6.2. So that is what has been pledged so far, but they need way more than that. Just add that up quickly in your head. I don't know what that would be. 20 billion. Okay. And how much do they want? If we go down, the key Democratic congressional allies urged President Joe Biden's administration to support the new injection of resources. How much? This is in quotations, well over 1 trillion, well over $1 trillion. We're throwing around trillions like it's nobody's business these days, right? A trillion. And they're going to need that every year. So I just don't know where this money is going to come from. Honestly, it's like this self-consuming amoeba. I don't understand where it's going to go. So this is massive problems. It's massive problems to the countries that are running out of money. The richer countries don't have any money for themselves and are also facing a collapse where they're printing so much money that it's collapsing everything through inflation. So I don't know how the next couple of years are going to play out. In addition, you have these wars, China, Russia, the BRICS countries pulling apart, trying to make a different alternate reserve currency. So a lot of stuff is happening, right? My goodness, it's crazy. But you know what? I go back and read in time. In the year 2000, we thought it was going to be just as bad. In 08, we thought it was going to be just as bad. So, we're going to get through this, but it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. All right. So whether you're in the rich countries, you're going to be taxed a lot more. When you're in the poor countries, you're going to be asking for more lines of credit. We're going to need more stuff. So what can you do about it? What I would be doing if I was you is I wouldn't be buying anything big. Like, don't go buy a $1.5 million house in North America with 4 bedrooms and a detached lot. Why would you do that right now when so much risk? Interest rates are spiking at the highest they ever in history. So not the highest rate, the highest speed of rate of change. So would you go and take on that kind of liability? No. You should be, first of all, honing your skills, reading the books. Remember these books I always try to recommend. The End is Just the Beginning, Ray Dalio. These books will really start changing your mind. Now, I want you to start getting some skills, opening a company. We opened 4 companies within the last 18 months. Open companies to keep going and learn. Also, the only thing that I think is cheap right now, the cheapest thing I see is silver. Silver they need for all building EV cars. They need it in electronics. And this is buying it in bulk. This is a discount, right? 100 ounces. So 100 ounces in these bars. This is from a Royal Canadian Mint. Now, you don't have to start that way. I don't really mind if you go and start with just 1 coin every week, every month. Just buy 1. I've been buying consistently for 10 years. So make sure you always put this stuff in a safety deposit box. This is a 1 ounce coin from Canada. You can also get a round from a private mint. you could start for $30 and start getting some real stuff. If you want to get some money on a very small amount of space, you can get something like this, which is a 1 ounce gold coin, gold bar. So you can do something like that if you want. I think silver right now is probably the best deal that's out there. Secondly, that's an investment. My first and foremost thing that I would suggest is to stock up your house and make sure your house is okay. What would I do in my house? I do it already. I already have rice and lentils and cans of fruits and vegetables. We also have cans of meat. You know, when I go to the store and I see that tuna, a can of tuna is good for 3-4 years, why not have a lot of them? They're $1 a can. I can go buy 100 cans if I want and stockpile, right? So if you go through your home and you know that your kids are going to need diapers or socks or clothes coming soon, the prices that you see today are most likely going to be some of the cheapest prices you see over the next couple of years. So buying those consumable things like cosmetics or cleaners or laundry soap that lasts a long time, all of the clothes, they last indefinitely, packing up your food. My mother was showing me that she uses 1 container of coffee every month. I'm like, great. How long is it good for? We look on the back, it says it's good for 9 months. So why don't we buy 9 of them? Buying them in advance to make sure that there's not going to be a shortage of it in the future. That is the worst case scenario. Best case scenario is that prices go up and you saved a bunch of money by having it today, because inflation is going to continue for probably several years. So that is my suggestion what to do right now. Get ready to buy some really great deals, because this interest rate going way, way high, it's going to force a lot of businesses out of business. It's going to force a lot of home buyers to sell their homes, and we could go and buy homes at really, really great deals. Be careful. Play defense in a time like this. Anyway, I'm here for you guys. I love you. If this helps you like at all, just send it to one person that you think that this can help. And just remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It really helps out the algorithm. I really appreciate it. We're almost at 1,000. We really appreciate it. It's thanks to people like you. Have a great night. We love you.